Muslims, in the sense that they need to educate themselves, they need to get involved in society, building institutions, etc. They need to go back to Islam and to practice it as it should be practiced. Yes. But modernize Islam? No. The teachings of Islam stand. No matter how the West may paint them, like the cutting off the hand of the thief. There is a website on the internet. When you go into it, it shows you a picture of the hand, 3D. And it talks about the miracle of the hand. How, the muscles, the ligaments, the bones work and show this beautiful, wonderful creation of God, the hand. Then at the end of it, it says, and Muslims cut it off. And Muslims cut it off. Well, if we go into the societies where Muslims cut the hand of the thief, what we find is a society which is secure. In Saudi Arabia, and I lived there for 20 years. I lived in Riyadh for 14 years in different parts of the city. And I can honestly say that for those 14 years, I never locked my front door. Closed it, but latching and locks and chains, never did it. And nobody entered my home, nor my neighbor's home. And when I spoke to many non-Muslims who live there, and I asked them, how did they find life there? They said, safe. They felt a sense of safety and security they couldn't feel back home. Yes, there are cases of rape, there are cases of murder, there are cases of theft. It does exist. It doesn't say that because in the time of the Prophet, people stole, people committed adultery, people committed murder, and they were executed, or their hands were cut off. But the society was a safe society. So we say, if the price for safety of the society is to cut off the hand of the thief, then we will take his hand. It is a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if that miracle is not serving its proper purpose, and it's serving to harm the society, better cut it off. As Jesus was supposed to have said, if your eye hurts you, you're looking at things you shouldn't be looking at, pluck it out. Remove it. Protect the society. And it should be known anyway, that when the law for cutting the hand is applied, it's not applied to each and every person anyhow, anyway, no. There are rules for its application. The rules include that a person not steal in a time of poverty. If there is mass poverty in the society where people are starving, etc., in such circumstances, then the hand will not be cut off. If they steal from their boss, you may have a boss, a manager who's not giving you your wages, and you steal from him, your hand will not be cut off. If you steal from public property, you go into a library and you steal a library book, your hand will not be cut off because you have a part of it. If you steal from something which is not in its normal place, meaning it has fallen from somebody's pocket, for example, and you pick it up, finders keepers. You're not supposed to do that. You may be punished for it, but they won't cut your hand off. Temptation was there. Whose hand is cut off? It is the professional thief, the pickpocket. How do you think somebody learns to pick a pocket? You think anybody can just go and pick a pocket? No. You have to train for it. How to distract the person? You work with a partner who will bounce the person from the other side. Whilst the person is turning, your hand goes in his pocket and you got his stuff. It's an art, an evil art, but you have to train for it. So that person loses his hand. The person who breaks into your home, breaks into a bank, they will lose their hands. So this is applied to the incorrigible, people who are in fact choosing to steal. They're the ones who feel what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. You know? Such people don't deserve to be allowed to spread their harm in the society, so they are checked. And once people know that this is the law, you'll find people back off. And so on and so forth through the various laws of Islam. They are there for the protection of the society. And as they say, the proof is in the pudding. You can see it. You live in that society, you feel a sense of safety and security, which you cannot enjoy in most other large societies around the world. So, in concluding, modernism has no place in Islam. There are no versions of Islam. We don't have moderate Muslims, extremist Muslims, Friday Muslims, Ramadan Muslims. We may use these terms, but we really don't have them. We just have Muslims. Modernism is a trend which challenges Islam right now and Muslims. It is a part of the globalization of Western culture. To get a form of Islam which it can function with and succeed in globalizing its values, it has promoted modernism. Because it is that kind of a Muslim who will willingly give up his or her values for the material success of Western civilization. However, in spite of all that material success, the progress that is there, that country, those countries of the West have gone down morally. Corruption is rampant. Families are falling apart. This is the consequence. When people stray away from the laws of God and put it all in the hands of men, then our foundation for society becomes lost. Islam stands as it was 1,400 years ago. Not in need of any modernization, but only in need of implementation. This is the challenge before us today, my brothers and sisters. To implement Islam, to make Islam real, to show what Islam has to offer in India, in the world. We have a beautiful way of life. We have the ultimate way to establish peace in society. We have it, but we're not utilizing it. We're not practicing it. So instead, we're looked at as terrorists. We're looked at as backward, as oppressors of women, etc., etc., etc. This is all a consequence of our deviation from Islam. And our success ultimately lies with returning to the teachings of Islam. With that, as with the earlier generations, we will find success. Only there. So I conclude calling all of you to reassess our current situation and to commit ourselves sincerely to Islam, to make a change in the way things have been going to this point, to have an impact on this society, to contribute